You've seen them everywhere. Those piercing ice blue eyes, that thick silver coat, and a face that looks like it belongs in the wild, untouched Arctic. The Siberian Husky has become the ultimate status symbol of the modern pet owner. On social media, they are majestic, photogenic, and seemingly perfect. But here is the reality that the aesthetic photos don't show you. Behind every curated post of a perfect husky, there is an owner who is likely at their breaking point. Bringing a husky home isn't just adopting a pet, it's an invitation to a level of chaos that most people are fundamentally unprepared for.
You're here because you've either seen the signs, the shredded upholstery, the neighbors complaining about the nonstop howling, or the sheer, frantic energy that no amount of walking seems to satisfy. Or you're here because you're considering getting one and you want the truth before you make a mistake you can't undo. But why is it that a breed designed for companionship has become one of the most frequently surrendered dogs in shelters across the United States? Is it really just bad training? Or is there something hardwired into their DNA that makes them incompatible with the typical American lifestyle?
Throughout this video, we are going to pull back the curtain on the Siberian Husky's psyche. We'll look at the genetic glitches that make them world-class escape artists and the specific vocal manipulation they use to get what they want. But we're also going to do something that most pro-breed videos refuse to do. We are going to look at the math. The math of your time, the math of your stress levels, and the math of your bank account when you realize the cute puppy phase has ended.
By the time we finish, you're going to know if you are built for this breed, or if you've been chasing a fantasy that's secretly destroying your home life. We're going to break down exactly what they need, not what you hope they need. But there is one specific, often ignored behavior that acts as the ultimate litmus test for a husky owner. If you don't know what this behavior is, you will be caught off guard, and it will be the defining moment that determines if your husky remains your best friend or becomes your worst nightmare. That answer is coming at the very end. Let's dive into the reality of the husky.
Let's start with the root of the problem. The Siberian Husky isn't a house dog. They are endurance athletes. For centuries, they were bred to pull sleds over frozen tundras for hours, sometimes days on end. Their bodies are literal machines designed for extreme aerobic activity. When you bring a husky into a standard suburban home, you are trying to suppress thousands of years of evolutionary drive.
Most owners think that a 30-minute walk in the park is exercise. For a husky, that's just a warm-up. When they don't have an outlet for that dormant energy, they don't just sit there. They begin the process of self-destruction. This is where we see the shredded drywall, the destroyed baseboards, and the uprooted carpets. They aren't doing this to be naughty. They are doing this because they are experiencing a physiological crisis. If you can't provide them with hours of vigorous activity or high-level endurance training, you aren't just failing to train them, you are failing to meet their basic biological need.
Now, let's talk about the drama. You've likely seen the viral videos of huskies talking back to their owners. It's funny on screen, but it's a very different experience at 3 a.m. Huskies are highly communicative, but they aren't talking in the way we want them to. They are demanding. This breed has a unique psychological profile. They are incredibly intelligent, but they don't care about pleasing you. A golden retriever wants to do what you want because it loves you. A husky wants to know why they should do what you want. When you tell a husky no, you aren't met with submission. You are met with a negotiation. They will howl, they will whine, and they will pace. This vocalization is their way of trying to regain control of the environment. If you fold even once, you've lost the hierarchy. You're teaching the dog that if they make enough noise, they get their way. And once that cycle starts, it is incredibly difficult to break.
Then there's the prey drive. This is the part that scares most new owners, and for good reason.
Huskies have an incredibly high prey drive, which means they are genetically inclined to chase anything that moves. Squirrels, neighborhood cats, even bicycles. But it's not just the chase, it's the Houdini-like ability to escape. They are world-class at finding weaknesses in physical barriers. They can dig under fences, climb over them, or chew through wood that would stop a lesser dog. The truth is, a husky in a fenced yard is not secure. To a husky, a fence is just a temporary challenge. This behavior leads to thousands of dogs getting lost every year. When you add their lack of recall, the tendency to ignore your commands when they are focused on a target, you realize why so many owners end up feeling completely helpless when they take their dog out into the world.
Finally, we have to talk about the cost of this lifestyle. We aren't just talking about money, though the vet bills for a dog that eats things it shouldn't, like socks or rocks, can be astronomical. We're talking about the social cost. You can't just drop a husky off at a friend's house or a standard doggy daycare if they haven't been meticulously socialized. Their high energy and sometimes intense playing style can be overwhelming for other dogs and frustrating for human hosts. You end up restricted. You stop traveling as much. You spend your weekends planning your life around the dog's exercise schedule. This is the part that the cute videos leave out. The narrowing of your life to accommodate the needs of your pet. It's a rewarding life for the person who loves it, but for the average person who just wanted a pretty dog, it's a gilded cage of responsibility. And yet, there is one final, critical trait that overrides all of this. The one thing that will decide if you can actually keep this dog or if it will break you.
We've covered the destruction, the drama, the Houdini-like escapes, and the massive lifestyle shifts required. So why do people still keep them? Why do some owners form a bond that is arguably deeper than with any other breed? We return to that burning question. What is the one specific, often ignored behavior, the ultimate litmus test that separates a disaster zone owner from the person who has found their soulmate in a Siberian Husky?
The answer isn't about training, and it isn't about how much money you spend on toys. It comes down to mutual respect through autonomy. Most dogs are bred to be subservient. A husky is a partner. The litmus test is this. Are you capable of letting your dog have a say in your life? Or do you need a dog that simply follows orders? If you try to dominate a husky, you will break their spirit or ignite their rebellion. But if you respect their intelligence and provide them with a job, whether that's competitive mushing, complex scent work, or intense long-distance running, you shift the dynamic. You move from being a master to being a pack leader in the truest, most ancient sense of the world. If you are the type of person who needs total control, the husky will suck the life out of your home. It's not that the dog is bad. It's that your needs are fundamentally misaligned. But if you are the type of person who craves a challenge, who wants a companion that keeps you honest, keeps you moving, and demands that you be the best version of yourself, then the husky isn't a problem to be managed. They are a mirror of your own dedication. So here is your final evaluation. Do you want a pet, or are you looking for a partner that will test every limit you have? If you're truly ready for the chaos, then take that first step and invest in professional breed-specific training today. If you're still not sure, stay here on Par, because we have the honest breakdowns of every other major breed coming up next. Don't forget to subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what is the one huskyism your dog does that drives you absolutely crazy? I'll be reading them all.